had the 6th of the 7 consecutive singles in the first inning, and he drove in a run. Ken Griffey Jr., the leading vote getter for the 1991 All-Star Game among American League players. And he's ahead in the count, 2-0.
And 3 years ago, he became the 9th All-Star player under the age of 21. And the American League with another one this year, Ivan Rodriguez of Texas.
He is 20.
Griffey, 23 years old, and he's been in 3 straight All-Star games.
That's well hit to left. Bonds on the run, looking up, and it is gone.
That's wild.
A line drive, opposite field home run for Ken Griffey Jr. It's 6-0 American League. That is the 10th AL hit, the first extra base hit.
And the first home run ever by a Seattle Mariner. How proud they must be.
Randy Johnson has taken care of the first 2 innings, and from what we understand, that's probably it for Randy Johnson. Here's Edgar Martinez leading it off with O'Neill and Ripken to follow. If anybody gets on, Ivan Rodriguez. All of those decisions up to Joe Torre, who was finally here as a manager. Off to the right side and a quick 0-2 count on Edgar Martinez. Nobody knows anything about Edgar Martinez yet. Year after year after year, a 2-time batting champion. He just puts up big numbers.
Well, Lee Elia, his hitting coach in Seattle, calls him a quiet Pete Rose. He has that kind of command of the strike zone, that kind of a hitter. Sprays the ball around to all parts of the park.
I think Edgar Martinez may be a big reason if Ken Griffey Jr. breaks Roger Maris's record. Martinez could share in the glory because he hits behind Griffey, and Mark McGwire, on the other hand, even though he has 1 home run more than Ken, is more or less naked in that Oakland Athletics lineup.
Martinez and Maddox hooking up, and Martinez gets into one to left at the track at the wall. Goodbye.
The pitcher is Andy Ashby, facing Alex Rodriguez. Fastball for a strike. Devon White replaces Tony Gwynn in the batting order and Larry Walker in center. White, a Gold Glove quality outfielder, and Walker moves back to his normal position, right field. One and one. Rodriguez has struck out and singled. A-Rod lifts one to right center. Remember this ballpark and how the ball carries. Goodbye. Joe, when that one left the bat, especially to the opposite field, any other ballpark, routine fly ball.
Well, they've done a study, Bob, that says that the ball travels 7% farther here than any place else. So if a ball is hit 400 feet, it will go 428 feet here. And that's
over there. Come here, boy. Good boy. The great thing about being from San Francisco, guys, is I got all sorts of people helping me out. First, they bring me up on this boat. Now my dog's gone adrift. And here comes, it looks like Superman in a cape, going after him.
Yeah, just get the dog back, Eric, okay? We've got groups that are lining up outside the doors to Fox to complain about. Get your dog back in the boat, Burns.
Hey, Joe, listen, let me tell you something, guys. I'm the best dog owner you can find, and here comes Superman to the rescue. My ball, I think, somehow is sinking out here. It's gone.
Here's a shot into deep right field. Back at the wall. Ichiro hits it off the wall. It takes a weird carom, and Ichiro may circle the bases. In to score is Roberts. Here comes Ichiro. Inside the park, home run. The ball hit one of those banners in the outfield and kicked behind Ken Griffey Jr. And by the time he got over to it, no chance to get it.
Saw perfect on the year. He was a monster with the Royals and their run to the championship and World Series. Now with the Cubs anchoring their bullpen, hoping to do the same thing. Get back to a World Series.
Here's a 1-0 pitch. Cano fights it off. Hard to believe that the Cubs, had 7 All-Stars a year ago, are represented this year after winning a World Championship, at least player-wise, only by Wade Davis. And he wasn't on the team last year when they won it all.
Exactly. Joe Madden made up for it, though. Brought the whole staff and everybody associated with the Cubs on the way here.
Hard hit into right, back at the wall. Come on! Cano puts the AL on top, 2-1. Will be the hitter. Do you bother looking at scouting reports of these hitters, and is there positioning in a game like this?
That's a great question. I told someone earlier, everything that I do that makes me a good baseball player doesn't get done this week. There's no scouting, there's no routine. It's just kind of strap it up and play. And so right now would be a great time to see who's warming up and get a scouting report for next inning, which looks like nobody.
Yeah, nobody. Is that who you keep? You're checking in the bullpen right now?
Yeah, I like to check the bullpen, see who they got, see if he's looking at me. If he looks at me,
you got him.
I got him right where I want him. So, but there's nobody over there. So I guess it's Morton again.
So you are hitting, let's see, 1, 2, 3. You're hitting third next inning, right?
Yes.
Because my score sheet is a mess right now with all of these changes as Jean Segura takes low 2-1.
So we know the challenges and differences of hitting in Coors Field and a road. What would it be defensively? How much different is it when you're playing defense on the road versus at home in Colorado?
It's really different. The ball carries a little better. That's true. Also, the ball does not succumb to spin quite as much. It doesn't tail. You know, like a ball hitting the gap is going to stay truer. Colorado is to where on the road it'll fade more. So when you go home road, you gotta be aware of that. And then also, these gaps in Coors Field are usually about a quarter mile away from me. And so physically, it's a lot harder on you to run it down.
The count's full now on Jean Segura. I bet you guys, you and Nolan Arenado, are tired of talking about altitude and comparing your stats at home to stats on the road. I would imagine that gets tiring. You're just a good baseball player, period.
Yeah, you would like to see guys just say, wow, he's a great hitter, and not have to be discounted for the park that he plays in. You know, there's a lot of guys that play in offensive parks, and then
that's foul.
A lot of guys that play in defensive parks, and you know, they can still be a good player. You drop Nolan Arenado in any part of the league, and he's an unbelievable player. So yeah, I mean, I'm kind of burnt out talking about it.
You guys are 2 games out of first place. You're right there.
We're close.
This could be an exciting second half for you.
We did a great job at the end of the first half.
This one's to the right side. Might be a play for Votto. And he dropped it. Had a chance. Up against the railing in front of the dugout, and you can see how frustrated he is he didn't come down with that.
And this ball is right in the corner, and he gets it in the palm, and then once it hits the railing, he can come up with it.
So I asked a center fielder earlier, I think it was Bryce Harper, if you can see the signs from center field that the catcher's putting down. Can you see them?
Occasionally you can see wiggles, and
that is wiggled out of here. Deep into left and gone off the bat of Segura. A 3-run home run to open it up 5-2. Smashed by the Seattle Mariners. Well, Charlie, it was too tight and too exciting for you a moment ago. You're on the wrong end of a 5-2 game now.
You guys are bad luck for me.
I thought you weren't superstitious.
I wasn't until you brought all this bad luck on us.
Well, unfortunately, you know Joey Votto feels terrible because that ball get caught, and this doesn't happen. But Segura on the happy end